and your siblings. A lot of students go to university and they were deregistered because of financial problems, because they just couldn't find the tuition fee to continue their university study. And I heard Damian Crawford make a pronouncement the other day, and he has been a lecturer at the university since 2015. He said he had never seen a student return who was deregistered because of financial problem, return back and re-register to continue their education. The People's National Party will rectify that. And we are not going to only look at university students. Our incoming Prime Minister, Mark Golding, said he's going to look at early childhood education and to start right there, so that when we have passes in CXC, 18% of all cohorts who took the exam come out with 5 or more subjects. We need leaders to inspire the nation. We need leaders to uplift the nation. We need leaders to speak to the young men. And Mark Golding said that in school, they are going to put in back technical and vocational training in school. Because not everybody will matriculate to college and to university. And for those who can't matriculate academically, you could learn a trade. You could learn a skill. So that when you leave school, you can come out and be somebody of worth. Top up the screen, please. Top up the screen. Share the live. Because we want leaders to inspire our people. Michael Manley inspired a generation like me, who came from humble beginning. And a lot more who came from humble beginnings and who have made it in life and who have inspired their children and their grandchildren to seek education, because that is the safest and surest way out of poverty for you. You understand? Mark Golding is that vehicle to continue the upward mobility of the Jamaican people, led by a People's National Party government. And I have, as I have said already, Norman Manley dealt with the social issues. PJ Patterson dealt with the infrastructure. And Portia Simpson, Lucretia Miller dealt with the financial sector.
Everything that you say is absolutely positive. You are a lecturer. You are such a brilliant man.
Thank you.
One thing you know here you touch upon is the land lease.
No, I was going to that. No, I'm going to that. No, I'm going to that.
Okay.
I'm going to that.
When Michael Manley take the people from the hillside and give them land, money and seed.
Yeah. And let me just continue that. And after I speak on the land lease, then I will allow the panel to continue the discussion.
Yeah, I'm here.
The land lease.
Even if I'm not online, I'm still listening.
Yeah, man, the land lease was what I was going through. And let me say this. It is only 2 times in the history of Jamaica that government of Jamaica provided for the people of Jamaica.
True.
Norman Manley and Michael Manley provided a project called land lease.
Land lease, exactly.
PJ Patterson provide lands for housing through Operation Pride.
Exactly. You're such. I was in Jamaica them time when them things happening as a young man.
You understand?
Yes.
And as I listen, the opposition spokesman, Luton and Housing, where he said last week that when you capture or you squat on a government land, you have to be there for 60 years before you can own it. The People's National Party will cut that and make it available to you by 25 years of living on it. Exactly. And one of the reasons for that is that there was a study done, and the study suggested that 700,000 persons in Jamaica currently live in formal or squatter settlement.
A squatter settlement. And then the thing about it is that once you're born as a Jamaican and you grow up in Jamaica, you should have a class as a squatters.
Thank you. Because remember, when we were taken from Africa through the Middle Passage to Jamaica, we were taken here, our forefathers were taken here specifically to work on sugar plantation and banana plantation.
For the colonialists.
Yeah, by the colonial masters.
Exactly.
And I felt insulted the other day when I saw a prime minister who was born after independence went out to Inzud with tractor and bulldozer and bulldoze that down people house and Sugarland.
Nasty people, them man. I'm telling you, man. Very cruel.
A lot of the sweat and blood of our forefathers are buried
right there
under those same sugar plantation.
Right there.
And I felt insulted.
I cried tears.
Action like that.
I cried tears for those people.
Enough of our forefathers died and their body was not recovered. They were just buried in those same sugar field or banana field.
Same plantation. They've been shut down. They've been shut down and killed.
Exactly, and whipped. You understand?
Yes.
Right. And the women were raped.
Exactly.
In those same sugar field and sugar plantation.
And that is one of the reasons why people who the generation of today should never ever class as squatters in any part of any land in Jamaica. Any crown hole land in Jamaica, what they call hold land, which owned by the white supremacists, the queens and the kings and them, should never be in class as squatters. Never.
Exactly, because the land supposed to belong to the people who came here as slaves.
Exactly.
And we are descendants of slaves.
That's right.
We are descendants of slaves.
You're so right, mate. You're so right. I love the way you talk.
Understand? Yeah.
And anybody, any Jamaican listening to you right now, and they can't understand where you are at this moment, they need to go back to school.
Exactly. Because you have to know your history.
You have
to know where the country is coming from.
I'm not criticizing any Jamaican, but but you are a teacher for history. And I mean history, because I've been listening to you. You're a teacher.
Yes, man. Yeah. Because it has to be said, Somebody has to say it. Because if we who grow up in Jamaica don't say it, then we would not impart the knowledge to the younger people. The younger people need to know where Jamaica is coming from.
Yes, man. True. Definitely true.
They need to know
definitely true.
Who lift up the people of Jamaica.
Yeah, it's not
suffering.
It's not just a one night belly full, man. It's not just a one night belly full. It's opportunity.
No.
It's opportunity.
It's opportunity.
Yes.
Opportunity.
Yes.
And as the People's National Party, and I will just say, this is the last thing I will say for now, and I will just allow the panel, because Sister Susie user, my good friend Comrade Radcliffe, and you, my brother, to continue the discussion. But let me just say this. Somebody have to speak on behalf of the Jamaican people. Somebody will have to speak on behalf of the Jamaican people. Because
yes.
Yeah, Comrade Radcliffe, how you doing?
Yes, Comrade Blair. Pleasant afternoon to you, my brother, and to you, and to all the other, and so on and so forth. Comrade Blair, let me tell you something. I have to chime in. I have to just come in because I'm busy, but I was listening. I just came in a few minutes ago, and I was just listening to the program, and hear you giving the political education. I just want to ask the just to excuse me for a minute, because I'm extremely busy, but sometimes what I do, Comrade Blair, I listen, but I could not sit by, right? I could not stand by and sit by and just listen. I had my 2 cents to what the gentleman has said in terms of you educating the people in terms of political education, Comrade Blair, because this is very necessary. This is necessary. A lot of persons, even the labor rights over there, spreading propaganda, trying to take credit for themselves where no credit is due on their part. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be like people going to say that they don't do anything, but in terms of the infrastructure and putting this country on a firm footing, despite the bad mouthing, despite the criticism and all of that, it is by way of the People's National Party. The People's National Party put Jamaica on a firm footing in terms of the structure and all of that, in terms of, how the country is made up and so on, and the policies and the programs and so on, is a result of the People's National Party. And I want to laud you, Comrade Blair. I want to encourage you just to continue, because you are one of those bloggers. We joined the fray as well, because in the week I was saying to, I see where, because, I have my program sometimes like 2 days a week, and I see the need for political education. Because there are a lot of persons, Comrade Blair, wants to learn too. Some people don't want to learn, but we have to keep hammering the truth, and so that the people will get the information and be informed, because people want to be informed, because we cannot leave it to the Jamaica Labour Party to be fooling up the people with lies and misinformation, So, as I said, I endorse what the gentleman, and I want to encourage you, to continue. Because let me tell you, Comrade Blair, a day like this, when sometimes people are busy, but people will, in their busy schedules, they will listen. So when you're giving the political education, that is very important. So I want to laud you and I want to commend you on that, Yeah, man. So
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Not a problem.
Thank you, Comrade Radcliffe.
Yes, man. You're welcome, Comrade Blair. You're welcome. And let me tell you something. We have to keep on putting it to people and advocate for the rights of the Jamaican people. Put this government to books. Because put their feet to the fire, because they really need to, they need some shake up, because even the baby situation, the dead babies situation, when Mr. Howellness hear 18 baby, when he said he heard the voice of 18 babies who died crying, and we have now 24 babies, and I got the information that, Comrade Blair, in 2020. What was the year? 2024. 2024. I understand that we have 19 babies died.
Yeah, 219 between 2024 and 2025.
Yes, in a 1 year period. 219. Right. And we heard nothing from the Prime Minister. And the health minister is there with the PR. Making it seem as if he's doing a fine job, and we know that the health sector is in shambles, and they don't have anybody to call him out. The man who said that him hear the babies crying, so many babies died, and I was told that it was just Victoria Jubilee Hospital, that number. If my memory serves me well. You understand? So we have to keep on, putting these people feet to fire. Understand what I say? We have to, demand accountability, because this government is not accountable for anything. And we have to demand accountability. Yes.
Yeah. And one thing about Mr. Ray, what I like about him, he's not doing it ignorance. He's doing it diligently and educationally.
Absolutely. As you said,
no ignorance. No ignorance.
As you rightfully said, like a teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a teacher, and we need more people like Comrade Blair on this to carefully line out what happened and so on and so forth, and to debunk the lies of the Jamaican Labour Party, because they are on their platform like headless chicken. I don't know what they're trying to do, because they don't have no message. They don't have no message. I hear them do a cuss out and I say third term or whatever and whatever, and I cuss people and I class people and I tell people what they
ignorance.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we are the different. We have to, because let me tell you something, my comrade brother. You know what I hear from time to time, and I see that is really true? That people, the Jamaican people, hold the People's National Party to a higher standard, and they hold the Jamaican Labour Party to no standard.
There's no standard about them, if you ask me.
Yeah, because here nobody a cry out, nobody now say nothing, no civil society, no media. You understand? You hardly like anybody. You hardly hear from anybody. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to take it as our responsibility to let the people know the truth. We have to do that. Yeah, but as I said, though, I'm just listening, and I just want to endorse what you were saying, my brother. Just want to, but I will continue to listen. So the other persons, who have their 2 cents can give their 2 cents. So Comrade Blake, big up yourself, my brother, and continue the good work. Yeah.
Thank you, Comrade Radcliffe. Thank you.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. I have to go, but I will be listening. All right, so I go exit the box. All right.
Yeah, yes, man. Yes. We continue. Continue, Bird. Continue your time.
Welcome, man. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome, Comrade Excellence. How are you, brother?
Well, I'm here. You give me a few seconds.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I understand. Bird, you open your microphone and then say your few piece, and then let user open his microphone also.
Yes, man. What I'm saying is that, I adore you and applaud you 100%, man, for what you're doing. You know what I mean? And you need to do it. Yeah. I mean, every day you need to do this. Every day. Just take the time out and just educate the people then, because they need to know. They need to know. When I was growing up in Jamaica, man, we're land lease. People of the hillside, they get the land, they get the sea, they get money. What more could you want? What more could a prime minister done for people? You know what I mean? I've seen where people drink independently, not only one night belly full or one time belly full. People have opportunity where they get the land to lease. They could even build a house on the land, because it was given to them by Mr. Michael Manley. And they farmed that land. The education was actually free. People who old elderly people who couldn't even read. The man make chop up in Jamal for them. Night school, where people could go, learn to read and count and check. You know what I mean? And that was all that was done by Mr. Michael Manley.
Exactly.
Jamal. I've known elderly people which couldn't read, and they start to go to Jamal, and they learn to read. When I was a kid growing up,
I was a teacher. I used to teach at Jamal School.
Look at that.
I used to teach Jamal School.
Yeah, I remember. You know.
I understand.
So I applaud you, mate. I applaud you 100%, comrade. I applaud you 100% for what you're doing. And the way you're doing it. I won't call no name, but there's another man who I listen to every day. to that man program, and he is one that man. When I listen to that man is put me in the mind of Mr. Perkins. Do you remember Mr. Perkins?
Yeah, man, I do remember Perkins. Yeah, mm-hmm.
That man is absolutely like Mr. Perkins. He just tell them the truth, and he doesn't look back, and I adore him and appreciate him 100%. And no, I don't know what lead me to you, but you're brilliant. You're brilliant. And you know what I mean? I would ask you to continue doing what you're doing. Because
yeah, man, I will continue.
People need to hear this. People need to hear this. People need to hear this.
I will continue.
Yeah? People need to hear this. All those, and what they call them, undecided, and those people which is saying things that they doesn't even doing the research to get the truth or to know what was going on, and who built the country, where the country was built from, and who take
exactly
to make it prosperous for people. They don't do no research. Nobody go into. I mean, look what the world is now. All you have to do is just take up a computer, take up a phone, and you don't even have to tap in anything. Just ask Google. Ask Google. And
exactly.
And eventually it tells you who built the most school in Jamaica. It tells you who got the first highway in Jamaica. It tells you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
People don't have time to do those things. They're just running around to collect, to get $5,000 and $20,000 and a good belly full of rice and curry chicken. How far can that go? Can that send you to school? Can that send your kids to school? You get it and you walk off with it and it's done, and you leave home and you go vote for them, and you have another 4 years of separation, 4 years of hungry, 4 years of struggle. It don't have to be like that.
People tell them nonsense.
It doesn't have to be like that. It does not have to be like that.
Exactly.
When you got when you got a man, look at this man now. This man have everything that he can live off. This man didn't even have to think about Jamaican people, even though he's a Jamaican. He could just live off his earning and live off his business and further his business to what he wanted to do. But no, this man see where Jamaica people need it, and he put himself forward and decided to take position. You know what I mean? To get people out of the desolation that they are going into, because God help Jamaican people if this previous man ever win by election. God, I'm telling you, God help Jamaican people. It won't be easy on them. It won't be. This man put himself forward to take the country forward. Why you got people out there can't see what this man wanted to do? This man never have to do it. He don't have to do it.
Exactly.
He don't.
Yeah, I'm not coming into politics to look anything.
The man is not poor. The man is not hungry. The man is not poverty. The man has a business, Golden and Bunting business, owned by them.
Man have a fortune. Man have a
fortune. Where people can. The man run a business in Jamaica where people can go and buy things and go back on the street and sell it and make money.
Exactly. Lots of business them run.
Exactly.
Golden employed lot of people in Jamaica. People might not know.
Loads.
But his companies hire a lot of people in Jamaica.
I know.
But because he's not a boaster, and he's not one of those who you would find beating him chest.
No.
And talking about what he did from
don't do. So humble. The man is so humble. The man is so humble that always them throw hot water upon him. Him brush it off and throw some cold water upon it. And he doesn't even get ignorant. He doesn't even show no form of ignorance. The man is humble.
Exactly. The man don't flinch.
The man of
Because
live, the man peaceful, the
the
man,
man is
humble.
operating in the mold of a Michael Manley.
That
That is the way,
exactly.
that is the way I see Comrade Cooley.
Exactly.
In the
The man
mold
just want
of a
peace.
Michael Manley.
The man just want peace and dignity for the country of Jamaica. Peace and dignity.
Of course. Because as I said,
where everybody have an opportunity. And when you left school, you don't have to leave the country to go to another country to look a better life. When life is there in Jamaica. Life is there in Jamaica. It's just that the life which is in Jamaica does not monitor and hunger right for the people of Jamaica. But it is there.
it's there.
It is there.
But they want,
I don't want to
they
be where I
want
am.
to take it back to the few. They want
Yeah.
to take it back to the few where it was when the people like Norman Manley had to bring in common entrance exam so that
Yeah.
people could go to the traditional high school,
Yeah.
and not only the people with money could go to George's and KC and schools like those, Woolmers.
You know,
It was the vision of Norman Manley who brought some equality so that
Exactly.
students should go to school
you don't have to
by
be rich.
merit,
You don't have to be
not
rich.
by being rich.
Yes,
as it used to be.
poor people they have the opportunity just as much as the rich man.
Exactly. So for those who feel themselves and go around every day talking about the People's National Party, the transformation of Jamaica is a PNP thing, not a JLP.
It done under the administration of the People's National Party that developed in Jamaica for the progress of the people, where people could leave school and open a business, becomes a nurse, becomes a doctor, becomes a lawyer. It done all of them things done underneath the administration of the People's National Party. Because I grew up in it. And I see.
Exactly.
I grew up in it and I see.
Exactly.
Right? And when I decided to leave is when things change and the things that I go to school and learn to do, I couldn't make it under the labor rights administration. So I was to migrate.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of people, like teachers and nurses and doctors, which go to school and college and university under the Michael Manley administration and get their degree and their career. I know under this administration here now, a lot of them migrate because they can't find them way out in Jamaica.
Can't find them way out.
They can't, and that is one of the reasons why we migrate. That is one of the reasons why we had was to migrate.
Exactly. But we must impart the knowledge of the People's National Party and the development of Jamaica.
Yes.
We must.
You know, a lot right now, a lot of us right now want to come home. We want to come home. You think we don't want to come home? We want to come home. A lot of us have our home back there and have land and things back there which we could come home and we could farm our land and we could business, we could do business, we could live in our house independently and things like that. But can we take the chance? No. When you have money in the bank and you don't even show it when you're ready to go for it, when you're ready to get your money. You don't even show that your money is there in the bank.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people cry out for that. I'm here where I am now, and I've heard a lot of people cry out, say they have their money. I even have a cousin which live here where I am, and she have money in the Bank of Jamaica. And when she go to Jamaica to look about her money, the money is not a portion of our money is not in the account.
Yeah, and she don't know where it gone.
And she don't know where it gone. She don't know where it.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's excellent. Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon.
Uncle Excellence, before you go, Uncle Hugh, I have one or two questions I would like to ask.
Yes, no problem.
It's about the rent to own program that our current leader has in place. Is it that we should get our land to have the house on, or it would be provided and then we would pay rent until it's completely ours?
It would be
Yeah,
that NHT.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, you do that excellent. Go
What
ahead.
is your background? A background.
My background is a bit breezy.
Windy.
Yeah.
All right. So the rent to own would be that the house would be made by NHT. So they would use government lands to make the house, and therefore you won't have to provide any land for that. It's almost like you're renting a house from somebody else. But the agreement is made in a special way where you rent for time, proving that yes, you can pay your rent based upon the agreement, and a portion of your rent will go as deposit during time, which is in your contract. Then you move towards the mortgage, so paying that mortgage until you own the house fully. So you don't have to produce no land.
Yeah, they got a program like that in England where a lot of people.
It's a well-established program in England,
Yes,
USA, Canada.
yes,
Lots of well-established program in Europe,
yes,
developed countries.
yes. Where you rent the house, you live in the house, and when you fit, they find out that you're fit enough to own the house, then you pay a mortgage, and the house is yours. Yeah, enough to own the house, then you pay a mortgage, and the house is yours.
Good.
And another question is, do I have to be formally employed and pay NHT?
No. This is why a rent to own come in, especially for people who are in the informal sector. So you might be a farmer, right? Working
Yes.
for yourself. So you say, for example, you have a farm with 2 acres. So you have not concentrated your little thing into a formal basis and all. But you have planted thing them every month, but you don't have a receipt, a pay slip, because you're a farmer, you farm for yourself, you sell for yourself and collect a little money. You don't have a pay slip. So it will be geared to people who are gainfully employed, but don't have an employer who is giving them a pay slip and don't have an established company per se. So for example, a man who drive a taxi for himself. A fee car, you know. I'm a drive a taxi for himself. He make money. But who in the pay slip he say he make $50 today and $50 tomorrow. So it will be indignant of owning his own home.
Exactly.
So those who are pay slip and everything and a formal sort of employment could go through the normal processes of
Once you get it, explain it to her like this. Once you live in the house, they saw that you are regularly paying your rent without a defaulture of coming up with the rent. It simply shows that you're qualified to continue with the mortgage because of how you pay your rent. So eventually, once they find out that you are qualified, they will give you the opportunity to own the house, and then you pay the mortgage for the house. So the rent go into mortgage.
And this is somebody who has first-hand experience with it, living in England, right?
Right.
So, only you get it now?
Yes, I get it. Thank you very much.
You, Richard. You, Blair.
And let me add one more again. For the benefit of Juanita's question and for those young persons.
Uncle, it's Onisia, not Juanisia.
Onisia. Okay. All right. The People's National Party said that 20% of all houses built by the National Housing Trust under PNP administration will go to rent to own. 20%.
That's right.
So in every scheme that the NHT, 20% of the houses will be available for rent to own. Because a lot of people, even you are Miss Larman, as a farmer, you could have been making much more money than a person employed who can
Of
produce
course.
a pay slip
Of
at the
course.
end of the month.
Of course.
You understand? Right. So it is perfect for you because you could and can and will be able to afford the mortgage.
You're lucky enough 3 crop and you could finish pay for your house.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Which the man who have a job
you.
gonna have to pay work for years.
Thank you.
You, Blair, who's this
Okay.
new person? User.
User is one of us, man. User, open your microphone. He has been in the box. User is a long time, comment from long time.
Yeah, but I need to get a name. But I'm going to call. I am calling so now, you see?
Yeah, yeah. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Today is Sunday, that is research Sunday, you know.
Yes.
Sunday is knowledge Sunday. But I think I could break out of my research to come on the program early. Because there are things happening in the economy. We can beat them and beat them bad. And the research is showing it. But I hear a little young lady on the JLP platform referring to people as rejects. And not just she alone, referring to Peter Bunting and Dayton Campbell and Damian Crawford as rejects. And the people reject them on the man for the people. And I hear a little boy, what they call Sonny Don, calling Wickham McNeil reject and them thing there. And I look at them and I say, they hear a narrative from them party, but they don't have knowledge to look and see what is going on. So I was going through the JLP list of candidates that they have for this election. And from a quick scan, I started to look at, fascinate me, you know. One of the biggest mouths in the Jamaica Labour Party right now is a known rejecter of the people. The people reject her in 2016 when she ran for councillor for the Angels Division. Right? And in 2016, she ran against Natalie Nita Garvey. And the people reject her. And she was just being kicked around in Spanish in the St. Catherine in place until she get the old seat that Phyllis Mitchell have. You must know that person I'm talking about. You Blair?
Yeah. I know.
Call her name for me.
I know. It's
Call her name.
Kenisha Kerencia Morris.
When Kerencia run for Angels Division, she get her face kick off. When she run against Natalie Nita, people reject her as a councillor in the Angel. They reject her by Natalie Nita. And she get a little squeeze over the JLP seat there. And never talk about the JLP seat there. And never talk about Peter Bunting reject. Nobody never reject Peter Bunting as a councillor. Nobody never reject him. She get rejected as a councillor and as a member of parliament. So she's the first one to come on the line. I want to let them remember that Fitz Jackson beat James Roberts over Portmore, rejected by the people of Portmore. Absy Grange in Central St. Catherine was badly rejected in Central Kingston. You remember that? You, Blair? Look like you, Blair.
No, man, no, man. We hear you. We hearing you. We
No,
hearing
man.
you.
When you call them, you blame me. Why you say yes or no?
We hearing you. We hearing you.
Me hearing you, man.
But
me
more
kinda
on the
busy
class
in
say
kitchen,
yes
so
or
me have
no.
to kind of keep the mic mute sometime. But I'm hearing you, man. Continue.
More on the class say yes or
Continue.
no. Babsy was
Yes,
rejected
man.
in Central Kingston.
Exactly.
John Wright was rejected in 2016 after losing to Dwayne Vaz. Wasn't he?
Exactly.
All right.
Of course he was.
Christopher Tufton, then Minister of Government, was kicked out and fined CFC, giving him a St. Catherine, wasn't he?
Yes.
Frankie Witt,
He was.
Frankie Witter was beaten by Richie Parchment in St. Elizabeth, wasn't he?
Of
And
course.
Frankie have seat. Bobby Montague was kicked out of government by Delano, by Joylin Silvera. Be sure about that. Norman Dunn got his face kicked in by the late Dr. Green before he win a seat, and he was rejected by the people. Homer Davis got his face kicked in by the people, and he was rejected, but he finally win one in 2020. Delano Steve Wright. The background. Delano Steve Wright got his face kicked in.
Am I back?
Delano Steve Wright got his face kicked in Eastern St. Thomas by Fenton Ferguson. Wasn't he rejected by the people? Newton
Of
Amos
course.
have gotten his face kicked in both in local government elections and in parish council election, not once, not twice. He lose to almost everybody with in face. Robert Chin got his face kicked in Central Kingston by Ronnie Twaits. And you see them sending go on next seat. Sapphire Longmore got her face kicked in twice and enforced her in the Senate. Omar Fritz got his face kicked in by Michael Fritz and then find new game today. And it was just a simple look because I was trying to remember if the man was named Horace Chang never to you. When I hear them refer to that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Or a strong last number election before he went to St. James, you know.
Yes, we know that.
So you can count him in too. Yeah.
Yes,
of course he did.
Yes.
Of course he did.
Of course, we know that. But Horace Chang lost in the 80s. And then he returned in 1997. Right? So when I hear some little labor, I call the people they reject. Peter Bunting reject. The Campbell reject. They don't know their political history.
They don't do no research. That's what I tell you.
They don't know their political history. I know the worst part about it. Them a blog. I know them a goodie. Them a don't see. They need to go and check their political history. Because
Right.
them goodie don'ts.
I like that.
From the top of them party, from their party chairman to foot workers. Many of them have been rejected by the people. Look how currently I'm out loud. Currently I get kicked out of Angels Division and get her face kicked away by Natalie Nita.
True. It's true.
They are forgotten.
It's true.
The only one over there can boast and them solid. Can boast and solid. Would have been a man like Mike Henry, Al Samuda, Delroy Chuck. If you live in a grass house, do not throw stone.
And those one corrupt. They're still corrupt.
Because they are calling the GenSec, Peter Bunting, Ian Hills, Wickham Matney, rejects. But then on the side, and she said, them have at least 15 members running the election who people have rejected on one or two occasions. So goody dons.
Goody dons, yes. I like that.
That's what I call them now. I call them goody dunces. Go and do the research.
Yes, man, that's what they need to do.
And stop trying to level up with people.
I tell you something. Whole
You know, when I heard it talk about development, you know, it was not until, you see, it was not until a few days ago. It's because I don't call myself bright. I like to talk to people who are intelligent, bright people. And I was talking to a historian, deep Jamaican historian, and he mentioned a name to me. And he said, this is the father of Jamaica's industrialization. And he said, Will Isaac. I don't know if you guys know that name, Will Isaacs. Was the father of Jamaica industrialization. And he pointed me to a book to read. And I have been marveled by it so far.
Okay, I must look it up.
Type in the name Will Isaacs.
Yeah.
And then you will realize that it is PNP who set the platform for development and industrialization in Jamaica.
It's true, man. Definitely true.
What happened was that Robert Lightburn continued to run with the plan of industrialization. But Will Isaacs
is the one who put it forward.
Under the leadership of Norman Manley.
Yeah.
So their party chairman, party GenSec, them party most vocal persons, all of them lose at the poll before the people. So they must stop referring to the gentlemen in the party as reject.
Reject. No.
There are 15 persons.
Who been rejected by the people.
Some of them twice. Some of them at the local government level.
Yes.
And then at the parliamentary level.
Is only Jamaica they could get away with it. Because remember, you know, in England, you know, Boris Johnson in the lockdown, you know, Boris Johnson keep a little party in the back of number 10, you know. And they get rid of him.
Yes, man. Scandal. I don't remember the name of the scandal they call it.
Yes. And they get rid of him.
But you, Blair, you realize what's going on with the economy of Jamaica? Because I am hearing a good source that the government has asked the police to not do any more crimes.
Can you imagine? It mash up, you know. It mash up. It mash up.
You have heard that.
You broke, man. It mash up, man.
Me I try because we call today research Sunday. Me I try myself.
But from last month, I've been hearing that the police them not pay.
No, I heard that.
Well, I heard that the government has asked them not to do any more overtime.
Mm-hmm. Top up the live, share the live, please. So that we can the program can continue. Top up the live.
I heard that a lot of them does not get any pay, and
they come up to around 50,000 likes.
They've been
so that the program can continue.
Yeah. Crying out that they're not getting any pay, that they need their money and they're not getting any pay. So I mean, I don't know what's going on with that saying there now.
So I wonder how impact That
But then,
going to impact the crime fighting.
but then you have to have people work overtime because people have to take annual leave. People have to take their annual leave. People get sick. People have business to do. They have to off work and things like that. So that's how overtime comes. And if you're not gonna people doing overtime, so what is gonna happen then? Place is gonna leave open to all type of manner of evil to take place. That don't make no sense.
I heard somebody said something, and I wonder, me trying to fact about it. And there was, and to show you how the economy is moving bad, you know, the U.S. Embassy has made it known that effective Tuesday the 1st of July at 12:01 a.m. the consular exchange rate of the US dollar to Jamaican dollar will be $165.
Not good. Not good Jamaican people. Not good at all.
So I am looking at it and say, because did you know that the IMF has asked the government to slow down its intervention in the market and let the dollar reach its real value, because the central bank is doing a lot of intervention to try and to hold back the dollar from its real value. And now this advisor from the consular, from the US Embassy, is showing us at least where the real value of the dollar should be.
So that tells me, as bad as things be down there now, it's gonna get worse.
It is just that they are showing what the real dollar should
exactly
be.
what is gonna happen. Exactly what's gonna happen.
The consular will charge us $165 for every US dollar. So when you do your business, you have to go put more money.
Exactly.
So if you had a visa, I don't even know what it costs for a visa now.
Everything is gonna go.
In a bad state.
Everything is gonna get higher.
The economy is in a bad state and they don't want to tell the truth.
And the man them down there going like say everything pretty and make the most big promise, cutting the most ribbon and telling the people a bag of lies.
They can cut their ribbons. They can talk and make promises, but the economy is in a bad state. See there now, so somebody is saying it's $180 for a visa application. So that person used to pay whatever they used to pay, they're going to have to multiply now by 165.
It's bad. It's really, really bad. It's really, really bad.
And that is because, and I don't think it's biased, the embassy bias. The embassy is just using what the rate ought to be.
And it's good that they're putting people on the alert, you know what I mean? So people can really know the way to budget themselves for the coming of it.
Yes. And there are many other things to show the economy is in a bad state. And it is dragged in a bad state because of the behavior and the approach of this government. This
The economy is in a bad shape.
This fallacious approach to say they want to drag down debt to GDP, but not do it simultaneously with increase in productivity and production in the country. We have imported over $1.3 trillion from the beginning of the year to the end of basically to now, but we have only exported $360 million.
It cannot match up. It cannot match up. You know what I mean? It cannot match up. If you import, you export more than import more than what you export.
We have only exported $360 million.
I understand what you say.
Import is over 1.3 trillion.
Trillion, yeah, I understand what you say. There's no match. There's no match to it.
They're boasting about giving away $20,000 per person. 50,000 persons.
It's madness. It's madness.
Because how does giving away $20,000 now? That is vote buying.
Of course it is.
That is vote buying. It cannot be categorized in no other than vote buying.
Of course it is. It's just a belly full for political mark.
You I want to learn one thing out of that exercise.
Jamaica people don't need that. Jamaica people need opportunity.
Thank you. That's what we have.
People don't need a belly full. They don't need they need opportunity.
No, they need opportunity.
In such a bad state that the shortfall from last year expected amount of revenue to be collected was substantially significant, you know.
And we continue.
Come tomorrow, by the end of next week, we will get starting what was the exact economic numbers for first quarter of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to look beautiful for this government because they have run us down the ramp with this stupid policy. And what I don't understand, you know, they saw what it did to Germany. They saw what it did to Germany. They took on the very same approach. Germany, the third largest economy in the world, and Germany pursued the very same approach of trying to rush down their debt to GDP. And because of it, they end up in 3 years of recession. But I leave the floor to people who have just like you, Richards and Cosmo.
Yeah. They hit the floor, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Good afternoon, Richie, and good afternoon, Cosmo, for joining the platform. Open your microphone, Cosmo.
Good day, everybody. Good day. Once again, explode the foolishness of the Jamaican Labour Party leadership. Because what happened is our economic model that we are using is one of the lower. It does produce massive growth. We are using a service model in our economy, right? We have production and based economy. Resource that if you like for countries that have oil and gold and those natural stuff there, right? So they producing those. So that is resource based economy. So they because there's supply and demand, when supply for oil goes up, the economy will grow because the economy will sell oil more money. So the economy will grow, just like with gold and everything. Right? So it's a thing that with us, in our country, we found small deposit of gold, and we sign a deal that we get 5% of the benefit from it. 5%. We sign a deal with the people that is producing oil, that they have years to drill, right, and try to recuperate they spend. So if they set up find abundance of oil and they set up 10 drills, those 10 drills are producing barrels of oil per drill a day, right? You're talking about 30 million barrel of oil per day, right? 270 million barrel of oil per week. Do the calculation. Within 2 years time period, you know, if you do that calculation within 2 years time period that they get to drill oil for free, can deplete the oil reserve that you found. So within 2 years of time period, the amount of oil they take, if you define 50 billion barrel of oil in a year, within 2 years, they've gone with 25. They gone with 25. We need to start invest in our own self, and this is where this government is going wrong. We need to change our economy from a service provider to a mix it with a produce, something that we start to produce, right? We need to create things and start to produce them and start to put them out there and sell. See, we lost some of our top athletes. We lost our world record shot put holder, right? Why are we losing? Because he won the gold medal in the Olympics, right? If you have companies in Jamaica that was produced, if you have companies in Jamaica that was into the manufacturing and exportation of, because Russian Stone name now become a big name now. So you would come and endorse him and you have him pay something. So if you sell water, you put it on it. So this is the reason why he goes so far, because he might drink water. So people out there now, because they want to fling discourse far, so they might go buy the water and drink the water. We don't have no marketing strategy. We have in production that we banking producing sugar, and there's no earnings on the sugar. All we had was to do was change out the crop of cane that we were planting. At the time, 2008, we had our Olympic stars were shining. This is how you show with government with vision. Our Olympic star was shining. We didn't change out the crop of cane that we were planting. Our farmer planted a softer crop of cane. We can make pure natural Jamaican sugar cane juice, mango flavor it. You put mango flavor, you put gooseberry flavor, right? You different flavor. Give Usain Bolt it for go around the world with. You give Shelley and Fraser, Veronica Campbell, Sharon Simpson, Asafa Powell, right? Million Walker. All of them are go around the world. What are you making? Pure Jamaica sugar cane. I like the orange flavor, the orange and mango flavor. You creating market. People want it products. You start packing things them and export them. And said so you're bringing in revenue in the country. The revenue you're bringing in the country balance your economy. It's not a hard thing to do, you know. It is not a hard thing to do. Our energy bill is going up. We can go into creating solar street lights. And we said for the next 2 years, we want 33% of our street lights to be solar operated. So that means that we're going to manufacture them actually, right? And within the 1/3 of the street lights on the road must be solar. So every street light that went up on the road is a solar light. What benefit that have?
Cosmo, I just want to ask a question. Can you say something about solar streetlights? Brother, are the streetlights really on the road? Outside the corporate area?
What?
Are there any streetlights on the road? Outside
yes, you have street lights. You have street lights in a different areas.
Outside of the corporate area?
Yeah, man, you have street lights on the road. You have street lights in a different places.
I'm just saying, when you drive to more of the places, there are no
most of the roads are not really lit, but you have street lights in the towns and stuff.
Yes, I'm just saying.
I know. Street lights, right?
I know, man. I was just saying.
the thing with it is that if we are using electricity street lights and we have sun right now, the sun out the door hot. And if we say we're spending $4 billion a year on street lights, $4 billion a year, and the first year we invest in creating solar street lights, right? And we said within 2 years we get 1/3 of our streets like that. Our electric bill for street cut now to $2.7 billion. So we will take off 1,250,000,000 something 300 half our something 1.3 billion will take off our street light. So that 1.3 billion can go into education, right? The next advantage that solar have is simply mean that if there's a blackout, not everywhere going to be in darkness because the solar street light will be on same way. So people would be able to see where they're going and be able to and see what's going on the road. So our country would not be in total darkness. That's an advantage, right? And if we move on to next to 2 years to try to go 66%, till eventually we manufacture solar light and put them all over the country. So we no longer know spending $4 billion a year and street light. We can take that $4 billion and pump it into education. These are the things that we need to look at.
And those are the things that Mr. Goldlin wanted to do. Those are the things that he's been talking about.
The
industrial development of the country.
The next advantage that this have.
Before you move from there, that is what Philip Caldwell wanted to do, especially with our schools and government agencies. He had proposed that government agencies and departments have solar panels on them to run them, so as to save what money that it would cost. But the PNP lost power, and then the JLP took power, and you know, if them can't make the money out of it, they're not going to do it. But that is a proposition that Caldwell himself a few days said he will revisit when he becomes Minister of Energy, because he believes that the government buildings, schools, hospitals, health centers should have a significant capacity of energy or component of energy being used by renewables. And therefore that will save the country billions in the short term and lots of money in the long term.
Sorry, I'm going to have to leave the live for a minute. Yeah, but I'll be back.
No problem, my brother, no problem.
When you do those investments.
Yeah, man, just send a request when you come.
Yeah, man.
When you do those investment into the development of the creative factories that are going to be making these things, so you're going to create employment. And next advantage that you have, we have to look at the pros and cons of things and see have the most pros, right? What have the most advantage and what?
That was what, just to chime in, that was part of the reason why the PNP set up NESOL, which is the National Energy Solution. But as you know, what the JLP used NESOL to take a lot of money. So man, it became very rich out of NESOL. Have money stashed in the yard, pack up in our vehicles, so part of the problem. But that was the use of NESOL, because as Philip Powell said, they had made up Cuba in 2014, they made NESOL, and the purpose of NESOL was to come to teach them how to create solar panels right locally in Jamaica. But the PNP lost, and what they used NESOL to do was to fatten the lining of their pockets. So what was meant for good by the PNP, the JLP used it for evil.
Continue, Cosmo.
Go ahead, Cosmo, go ahead.
I think he probably will get a call. Richard, open your microphone, brother.
What's up?
Yeah, go on, brother.
Good afternoon, everybody. Our greatest what our greatest disadvantage in Jamaica for setting up business is energy and bureaucracy. And we party leader who is a business creator, so him will take the and try and his role will be to part of it. And Philip Palwell he's gonna reintroduce by the renewable energy. Because remember saying all them sell where them grow sell and the stock market, right, name?
Wicton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was built under the People's National Party. The JLP bragged that they put it to the stock exchange. Also, Highway 1000, they put it to stock exchange. So they brag that these are the things that they do. And Paul said the NHT and the housing projects going forward under the People's National Party will have to retrofit the houses with solar panels, solar system. They're going to encourage people to invest in renewable. You can generate current for yourself and sell the rest to JPS. So that is part of their thing. So I hear Cosmo talking about investment and yes, yeah, listen, investment come. All the government need to do, the government needs to just set the atmosphere. As I say, the two most strands is energy, and if we fix the energy and the bureaucracy, things will go. People can do them business more faster because every year under government, extent where the bank we get money. DBJ?
Development Bank of Jamaica.
That every year both government from cross give a lot of money to DBJ. Them and people forgot their money. Them every year that you take less takers than thing. Because set up business is a whole heap of thing. You understand? Even to draw the money from DBJ. So I guess Mark we're planning to fix that part of it. And I think the interest rate, they want to do the interest rate. You can't have a small business and lend the money at 10% interest. And so I guess they have to work on that, and that is what they're gonna do. And you see the next investment, a lot of money going spread in the country. The land reform. Because I can tell you, a lot of people and these capital and who have money can build a concrete house tomorrow morning. Holy. But guess what? Some of them are wait for the time for them get the title. Some of them have it and them brothers build up a nice like a boardhouse and continue to spend money on a boardhouse. Because them born comes them mother. Some of them build big house elsewhere. But them mother and father still live on the capital land and they build a nice house with them mother and father. So when the land reform come in, and people live in these places like 40 to 30, 40 years. And imagine your mother and your father, the house where you're growing up house on a capital land. You gone elsewhere. You gone elsewhere.
Top up the screen, please. Top up the live, please. The live is down because it's not being top up. Top up the screen, please.
Yeah. You gonna live elsewhere, and your mother and father still living on the capital land. Because them did that 30 years, them didn't want to leave. Not know you can't even leave. No, you can invest and build them a nice house. So construction I got boom. That I want. And when the energy thing come in where you say renewable energy, you can create your own energy, sell the rest of JPS. That's also an next source of investment. Then in agriculture, we can our niche crops that we cannot market, our turmeric, our ginger. We need some processing, like because mango, look how mango them stay. Look how we aki. We have people right around the world. We need more people need to start tin aki and sell it. There's a lot of things we can do and sell to export it. And we need to target the CARICOM market. We have at least 12 million people in a CARICOM. We can produce. We know if you're going to the big American market, I can tell you every CARICOM country crazy about certain Jamaica thing. Then love with jerk. So when our jerk season come on them place, I gone. And you know, not one person and one person can make jerk. Anybody can make jerk. We have the things that to make it. Something grace cock soup, then love. That's something they gone to bed. Tropic, yes, the tropical that not make a Jamaica, yeah. But then you come over here, then love it because it's a product of Jamaica. So we have a large CARICOM market where we can control. Then the party that the ganja liberalization ganja. So there's a lot of things we can do to make money. It's just when the PNP come to power and we just recast and reshape the economy. You know? So those are my little few for now.
Thank you, Comrade you. Because when it comes to training, and I like the idea floated by where the solar panel is concerned. Because instead of we send some of the youths them to the maker and to the judge, if we have vocational training and technical aspect of the school system, the solar panel could be one area which we could invest in to provide training. We could ask our partners, Cuba and China, assist us with the training.
Rural robotics, the Jamaicans win 2 years back to back in a rural robotics, you know. That comes twice, you know. So we have the capacity to be a rural leader. But
exactly. But it needs leadership.
Even our sports. We can develop, listen, we can develop, we have Usain Bolt and Shelley and Fraser to name brand. We can feel like the Greenfield Stadium and make it be a stadium, name it after Usain Bolt, and have it as, and we get the Grand Prix. If we have one event, we can get track meets, Caribbean track meets, all kind of track meets there. The Caribbean people love track meets, you know, Jamaican people. Look at our national championship yesterday. You know how much international journalists come? When we are boy and girl champs, you know how much international media come to. So we have a lot of niche where we can create, build back a sporting facility, build some stadium where we can keep. Look, our reggae artists are going right when the reggae perform. We need 100 stadium where we can put a Bujo, a Bounty, a Beanie, a Vice Cartel.
Once a consistent. No, that's the reason why I have defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the reason why the people and creative industry and a very systematic and strong push towards it. Because the PNP has realized that is the reason why when I hear people like One and Only Winner and Chuck Finley, I know people talk about people that sing for them portion of the $1 billion. They do understand. They don't understand what people are doing because the cultural and creative industry values trillions of dollars globally. And Jamaica, even though a small country, is a great impact in the cultural and creative industry. Jamaica has a significant punch when compared to its size in the global creative and cultural industry. And because of that, any investment in this area that can help our artists, whether they want to be singers, when I say artists, I mean general artists from the artisan field, artists, whether they want to be singers, poets, dub, craftsmen, DJs, actors, anything to help improve their skills and their craft can give significant gains back to Jamaica. But they would not understand this because they don't understand the depth and the connectivity of the creative and cultural industry. India has come out.
Excellence. Do you know the point of me I look at? Remember, you know, reggae festival keep right around the world. And
No,
artists and our artists them are good. Why we can't?
I'm saying to you, Richard, I'm going to give you an example. Cut is Freedom Street show out here. What that did for the economy was significant, and that show. Buju kept his long walk to freedom out here, and that was significant. When people keep reggae festivals in Germany and Japan and in Europe, it is significant.
And
when we can bring back
the most Jamaican artists got there. Most local artists.
You have some white reggae singer with creating.
But I'm just saying.
I'm just saying to you, Richard.
We have to start keep our festival out here, makes enough stadium and enough place so we can keep our festivals out here. Carry our artists, including some of them, including some Afrobeat artists come join ours out here. So tourists to come from around the world. Our annual
okay, so now you are seeing the plot. No, you are seeing the plot. Because guess what? When we invest in our artists, in our film, in our cultural and creative industry, what we'll be doing essentially, invite people, because we will be improving our cultural tourism.
Yeah, I remember, excellent. Remember, you go want people with the lighting, people, you go get a lot of people.
That's all so we are saying the same thing. I went somewhere, a little bit island. And when I look at the amount of people coming for the golf tournament, when we went to watch it, it was amazing what the golf tournament brought.
You know
that amazing.
But it's the impact where reggae music have run the world. Hey, listen me. Every Caribbean island I go, them radio, they got this sound system, a dance music dominate the Caribbean. If you go America, New York, every go in America is the dance music.
So
we need to start making money out of
the administration, under PNP administration, that is going to invest money. Because these little labor blogger, they love to trivialize great ideas. Because all I said is that PNP giving TikToker
that's Richie.
Yo.
I go step away from the phone for a minute here.
No problem.
One monitor the light. Yeah.
I said is that PNP giving TikToker $1 billion, which is a fundamental. That $1 billion to the cultural and creative industry is far productive to the Jamaican economy than the $1 billion for solidarity.
Yeah, and extend that there's a niche we have in our creative industry. That's a niche to use that make tourists come here, come. You get me? I say.
So if you
look, you have some stand-up comedy, some stand-up comedian where they were Madison Square Garden. We have our Bello and Black. I mean, we just twin them with some international artists. I have one big stadium where people can come full it up same way. You get me? I say there's a lot. I remember we need to bring dancehall business sound system back.
You Richard,
that needs to come back.
I was scrolling through some things the other day. Oliver Samuel was doing a show in the Caribbean, and it was 60 US for entry. 60 US, and the theater was full out. 60 US, and you'll say to yourself, 60, and it's just for Oliver Samuel that him alone. Tickets were, and what a 3-day tour he was doing, tickets were all sold out. When if we in Jamaica straighten the cultural and creative arts industry,
Yeah, because
it will do
look
so much to the economy.
but look what Buju Banton Madison Square Garden sold out. Telgo sold out. Beanie Man go sold out. Bounty Killer sold out. Just imagine if we have all of these. We have some festival like we have every like we have summer jam, we have summer festival, then we have winter festival. Cause I say we now know winter when the snowfall no. Then we have autumn and spring festival. So we are going to have 4 annual festival for a year.
Reggae festival.
We are going to put artists. We are put our artists.
Even just sound clash, people come.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Japan have sound. You carry a sound from Japan, sound from South Korea. Now all of it come have a sound clash here, so and we have an arena we can hold 200,000, 100,000 people.
Why you're a Cosmo the man who did the economy world.
Tourism, man, me I tell you, we can crazy money. Cosmo. Okay, Cosmo a cook, man. Cosmo. Cosmo, where there? Diane. Anyway, go on talk except till then come in, but chippy.
Joy Bonds in the box.
Yeah.
Cosmo?
Yeah, man, Cosmo a cook, man. Yeah, I went to one next we can make, you see, I leave our culinary art or cooking people cook food with jerk pork, with jerk chicken. Even with KFC, although is a franchise. Jamaica KFC are the best in the world. People, yeah, and then you know, we need to do like the Amsterdam said, we need to have a ganja city where people just come just burn any amount of weed they want to burn. Any amount and just go. So I'm on the flying jet from full up in brain a weed and go.
I mean 180 USD visa application. 180 what thousand? And that's
US. 180.
I had 30,000.
I want that visa application. That visa application, man. Yeah. So there's a lot of things we can do to make money. As I say, we can use sports. Jamaica have their ability to get one of the Diamond League. Cause we have the athlete them. We have the name athletes. Where people go miles to say. And with that now we are going to improve on it. Anyway, Missy going there's it's me. Jamaica, them talk about we need to invest in our people, invest in our country.
Richards, there's no doubt. You know that is what? You know what is interesting? I was same plan that was orchestrated for this economy by Nigel Clark is the same plan that he has now gone to Brazil to tell him that we cannot use for the economy. And the same thing that the PNP has been speaking about over the last 6 years. So the JLP is what Nigel has now is now telling Brazil. You can't focus on debt reduction only. You need to focus on debt reduction simultaneously with investing in human infrastructure and your physical infrastructure. That was, and I wonder where is Nigel's vision coming from now? There are so many, you see, and when I talk labor rights, because labor rights have this narrative in the mid sometime that they are cost again.
Government common sense kill out the whole the industry.
Common sense was it? Common sense was it? Oh, this is not common sense, it's a different common sense, you know. It's not the full common sense. This common sense is like elderly gentleman who thinks well. It's not the full common sense. This is a respectable common sense. And when I look at it, this is JLP has failed Jamaica.
What you talk? When me the common sense when I do back where I type.
Yeah, man, this is not the full one. This is the one sense.
No, man, I my full one, man.
Oh, Richard.
A full common sense is man.
A full common sense. And this.
I'm seeing one here.
Mr. Caballero, this.
Eh?
Put this common sense.
Come up here, common sense.
So now we can come to the box and we move to the talk. Him same one.
No.
Come here, man.
But we are telling I said I'm madman. This him not say I want this nonsense.
This is sensible common sense.
I'm people come at him sitting.
Yeah, Caballero. I have about 40.
No, this one is a common sense.
Yeah, common sense, somebody.
Diane.
All right.
This is
it's a casino and water park options. Yes, agree. But remember, the PNP propose it and them fight against it. And now we see church them make
Diane,
it what
this common sense here have better sense. Common sense. Come to the box. Diane, put them up. Come that box. This is not Caballero.
Reggae are low income in tourism. And like you tell a reggae will build country. This is no sense.
It's common sense, man. Put that box at man.
It's not Caballero. It's not Caballero.
In CM1, listen to it. Just to
in CM1.
In CM1.
Thank you. Wait, no.
It's a Caballero that.
Come on, boy, come up. You saying can't come up?
They can't come up because in no contact. I am excellent. Attack. I agree with him. Casino, walks, and moon is a better option. Those are also added option. Along with our just what I mean by better. You ask me after that. What better option than what we have?
Let's clarify with them. Andrew Wallace did not. Andrew and Edmund did not bring casino gambling into Jamaica.
No, we bring it.
It is never. It was never plan. It was always the plan of the PNP. Ever since Grand Palladium, ever since bringing Grand Palladium in Jamaica,
at the church,
that was always the plan.
At the church was again.
Yeah, the church found out the license. That's what the license.
Civil society, yeah.
No, but you see, I'm going to say this to you.
That was a part of Grand Palladium contract deal with the side of Jamaica. If you lower them here, Grand Palladium, I remember PNP Grand Palladium coming in 2000.
Yes, man. Remember the last two sides of the road.
And all of them hotel there. A PNP all of them show up. All of the rooms, and when they talk, a PNP them come in. Every last one of them. JLP can. Yeah.
They have to make it done right, because if you don't go, the people of Jamaica still not go benefit. They not go benefit like how the Macau and the people all the other casting centers benefit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause they say here we have violence there and go have casino talk and make it worse. And listen me, local people not going to casino in a world. You have to have money. Money makers.
No, you have people literally, you have tourists
yeah.
literally travel that casino hotspots to gamble.
Yeah. The move and the shakers got a casino. But them other 20% it was moral our country gone down. That kind of
Them
garbage.
see a man roll back man and come
But
now
them
and go
roll
and
back the
that we
country
get. We not
long
forget.
time.
We
We not, so I know them are come make you look at Joe's boy.
I mean, guess what? Me when young and me no think when me know that by like the back of my hand.
Rick Stan did for carry casino. Grand Palais them did for carry casino. They want a mobile where Palmyra, what's her name?
Palmyra. Remember, no, Palmyra was initially she buy villas and condos. It wasn't a hotel initially. It was a hotel plan.
Where one of them have done the mobile there where when they pass it they have one airline half fight, right? One Italian airline half fight, right?
I wish
Iberostar.
Iberostar, yeah,
Iberostar. Yeah. The hotel they built from 2000. I don't know if you know that.
PJ Iberostar didn't become this one.
All of them come and I remember why. And that's why Bootstrap switch. Because
when I say he might carry the hotel chick,
Spanish hotel, yeah,
they can compete with him.
That's why he switch. And start support labor. Them crazy. So
really and truly service industry, we've been in it for years and it not really benefiting.
But when the government bringing on policy, me like the policy. Get people figure out school at free and pay them to go to school. But you know what you have to do with it? Make sure it's that jobs with the country want to benefit. Like you say, you're not gonna learn in these fields here, we are gonna benefit the country. We are pioneer. If you go learn these skills, we are going to enhance the development of the country. Yeah. You say them go do what? What them are going to go do? You say we're not on a trade. All right, we want.
You have to be targeted. You have to be targeted.
Yeah, you have a clinical taxpayer money. You can't send them go learn anything. You learn what benefit the country. So you say we short the tilers. Yeah, we short the tilers. So we are going to get scholarship for 10,000 tilers. Yeah, so we have ourselves, we can send over. We send remittance come in. We short the electrician, start up mason, carpenters. Because here the JLP them broke every day.
Alright. You see all the same Chinese mechanic that was set up shop. Right now it should be a print program. We should some art youths going to go train.
Yeah, exactly.
As them have the technology and the mechanic machinery where we probably don't have. And that's why them are going to compete with mechanics.
Part of what we can do. Part of what you're so closer to the west, where them need to do is just come assemble a vehicle, motor vehicle here, so too.
Yeah, we put them big enough.
And we need
them big enough.
And we send them up to America. Because America buy a motor.
Yeah, we big enough facility.
And we send them up to America. Because most of electric cars.
But you know, impossible. But the thing is that it would end up bad for me because if the Chinese them come set up a factory to assemble cars, them America put on China itself.
Yeah, but look where you go now. But look where you go now. At least we can learn. We learn our people can learn to make car. Because remember now, you see Americans send the Apple phone. I feel them designing up.
Yeah, man.
China's pirate exactly to it. You know the Huawei phone better than Apple phone though. But exactly.
By far.
So remember say it and then move them business to China. And the China man learn everything. We can do the same thing too.
When last year then talk about the remember our situation now when go on we make all company that we local investor them start.
America ban Huawei and I will Caribbean. That's why we stop use Huawei and
Caribbean. Yeah, it's the reason because Huawei with them biggest brand Apple.
Exactly. Because 5G Huawei and Huawei is 5G. And them just a catch up. So that's what I'm saying. We can you see them talk about China take over. Hey, listen me, the China have money. If they want to come build a factory and come build it in them, what we need to do, learn from
We
them.
need to be strategic about it.
Of course, you're not being a Chinaman.
Them have something we want. Them have something we want. We have something them want.
Exactly. You say we are signing a deal. Every worker, you your manager and your director. We work at them must be. We can have a supervisor them we are China, but the worker them, the line worker them must be Jamaican. And then the line them are gonna learn the trade on the job. You understand? It's like we can't make crazy. We can stop bad man China man, but China can take over. China can take over.
At the same agreement to run call centers, Richard.
Yeah.
At the same agreement, same outsourcing agreement. Outsource exactly. Them to we take them. We them the agent them a free. Probably one and two operate them a local same way. But I really manage foreign people come manage the world thing.
Exactly. And we can benefit from it. So industrial and one time we settle we electricity problem because we start deal with it, and start sell we use enough energy and start sell to JPS. Like below get cheaper, it will be for the business. Because electricity, listen, energy is most expensive thing in our business. You get me, I say? We can do that. And as I say, you see the land reform come that I go work with the economy big time. Big time. There's a lot of I go have. Then most of them have access to the capital and then live on for much years, they will be because I want the Jamaican people and them proud. Just give them a piece of land and do with it. Yeah, man. So PJ, we have to continue. PJ. Dan, I'm sending request. Them come on when I ask.
Yes,
PJ.
yes, PJ, you're in the bar.
PJ, man.
You see you, Richards? You see you?
Yeah.
But
excellent, excellent. Remember, excellent. Wait, the more I said this. Hey, you know, it's the same thing we do with the bus thing, like how we there start chat and then TV bus thing. We were there, so, and we have put out policies. And I met the cash. Same exact thing in a sense. Same really program, and we are put out idea like no excellence, and then thief it, And here Darva like a peanut brain of them that we are talking our program.
But we want the company and people that's the DM for that tell it
here even have a program. Listen, we start put out policy, and that was one of our main policy. They rent to own party leader they put out. We say it, but you then can't thief that because that's by the party leader. But we just come up with it and we say, we can do JP, JOTC. We can make a national bus system and go right to every town in Jamaica have a link it. Same thing then, exact thing then do, and they come like a phenomenon. That's the idea there. We, the PNP, them say it from our platform. If it. Mr. Blair had evidence, the evidence, and something we used to do every year we come and we do it. Because he also show off and say, we have an idea. And we start saying, we start
post them and start put out ideas. I can't believe some of them still say,
yeah, listen to me. So they're not saying an idea, you know. Them start saying, idea not going to work. You get me, I say? Because them don't, listen, one of them what they say, rent to own and housing policy. I mean, me.
But what I'm saying that go work and you want to run up and down and implement all of what never have in a budget. All of what goal is up and down and do it and he never have in a budget. He never have no plan.
Yeah, because the housing thing now, run up on the housing thing, yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen to me. Them in a the sky election, I'm going to go the country easy to fix back, This country is easy to fix back. And that's same thing we are going to do with the entertainment zones. make some entertainment thing. Make some entertainment because as I said, we are the cultural, the DJ and the sizzlers, the cable that them go right on the world, go keep big show. Hundreds of thousands of people. We need to make them come to Jamaica and force them to come to Jamaica come buy a ticket. To go and spend money in Jamaica. Just are the things that we need. Common sense coming out of the box. You say you're type, you can't read. Ideas without
Advice, you know what? Excellence.
In common sense, execute. Yes, ideas. You see ideas without execution. These ideas, you don't execute when we form government. Yes, RJ. Bless up.
Bless up,
yes.
RJ.
So this something about ideas without execution cannot develop a nation, a country. That's when
but
the people
all of the ideas and the plans them the country today are who develop and execute them.
Exactly. Even this government every day they say PNP party and every single tax that PNP put in them a benefit from today. And yes, then come every day concourse about PNP tax party. You see them people in a sensible boy?
Listen to me, man. Government tax. The thing is, what PNP always do is to explain to the country why we go have to do this and make people know, say, all right, we go do this. Them come with a 3-card trick and tell us, no new tax, and behind every other fee raise gone through the roof. A 3-card trick business.
But me hear one last said the government moved GC to 16.5%. But not if the government now celebrate that because that's a good thing. But you know when they can't celebrate it? Because in the tax net. So they now come with it.
That's why they can't put attention on it. They can't put attention on it.
You can't pay attention to it, and it's a good thing, and then can't put attention to it. Because while you cut GC, yes, and you move a threshold, you still collect more money. Because you put and more things when never have it, well, zero rate.
We still collect, we still ask public sector workers to wait 1 year before they get them payment when they vote from 2020. So we don't understand.
Yeah.
Why? Because them can compete with Mark Golding and run go put things in 1 year Mark Golding said. So the finance minister have to fight to do it.
As we say, Cash, when the government change, everything I got change. Because Mark Golding proposed with the bureaucracy, so he got definitely respond to the bureaucracy part of it. And then can't doubt it. Mark Golding is a commercial lawyer who mostly create and build business. And create and build business. And running the country like a business is a plus for the country. You know? So we have to see there's a lot of the proposal that the table, the land reform proposal, we can't say that too much. Land, the energy proposal, the housing proposal, all these things is there to benefit the country. Understand what I say? Yeah, man. We are put the PNP idea forward, and we too, because we know so we have a party will listen to it. We put some of our ideas forward too. You understand? So any contribution you have to make the end of the aspect there, anything we say we can.
Listen, man. Drop in on there.
Okay. Dan, Cosmo asleep. Cosmo. You put it in. Sir.
I call my sleep. Eat.
What is it? Because I cook. Yeah. The man that as me say. So me see one name come and says don't say him do him thing and him say what him say. The one come at the back to me explain. In common sense. PNP was a liar. But PJ was a liar. Come on, say PJ was a liar. They have a law and you have commercial. I'm not going to commercial liar. A commercial liar mostly do business. Common sense. PJ was a liar and what was the outcome? What your point is? You need to change the name from common sense to nonsense, man. Mark Golden said him have a responsibility. Jamaica main setback when it come to developing business in Jamaica is bureaucracy. The party that said soon to be next prime minister say him have a response to that a theme portfolio. Him not like Andrew Owens say full up him Jamaica house. Well, full up Jamaica house with more 20 agency and more than ministry. Him not do that. Only ministry are going to film thing, and ministry defense, and him are going to deal with the bureaucracy part side. And as a chief legislator, him are going to create legislation for fix up with when Mark Golden done, no party can go change the commission and can change the Integrity Act. Out of the criminals. Anybody that commit criminal intent, them can't change. Common sense is an idiot. The common sense, anything release the things that report common sense. In common sense, why not stop your word for garbage? In PJ we got FinSac. So FinSac not when asked how you feel about $200 million with the report, and we not see it, we can't see it. How you feel? Well, actually, RJ, yeah, I know. But Peter Phillips are still coming. And Peter Phillips are still part of PNP, so I don't know. Then I don't know why. To PG, just to Peter Phillips. Peter Phillips was a leader of the party and carried to election and lose, so I don't know why I'm problem. I don't know why instead carry Billy to the PNP. PNP don't know Peter Phillips not at all. He was elected leader. There was a challenge, and then with challenge, and him carrying to election, and him lost the election. Not at all. The PNP not the Peter Phillips not at all. The people of Jamaica, the Peter Phillips are the prime minister call election and COVID, and a lot of people stay home. Not doing nothing at all. We still have Peter Phillips as one of our leader, still come up with friends, still contribute, still have somebody we can go to for ideas. So I don't know where you must say. Him not no man. That's what I say. You see them? They might have personality. Cause him not like he just did attack all kind of gag and nothing when he said it make no sense. Not one thing. Oh. Then
Oh. It's done.
Hello.
Yeah, you have to bring across. A little bit noisy.
Okay. just come on and hear thing that you see one of the things I want him and Mark for do is that advise him is that you see is be realistic, be real. No, you will know some things can done in a certain amount of time. We just make it sorry. You just have to make it be real, because the thing that people are looking at is that I was just listening to something earlier on about Prime Minister where he was so adamant on getting rid of previous Minister of Health when the 18 baby died, and he played that the baby had cried, the baby had do this, the baby had do that, the baby had do that, and we need to step out and him say we need to get rid of him. He needs to go. Now the shoes is reversed and when nothing. Now Mark G now have to be the person who what he said he's gonna do, make every effort to do it. Because guess what? People are looking at us making statements, and if you now come to them and waste people time. The best way for this is number one, start with education. Go back to the basic. A child is what we are going to use and lead the nation. Because if we have an uneducated nation, we have a dangerous society. Because without education, we can't maneuver ourselves. We don't step back. I want to go far because everything gonna be aggressive. I want to tell you something. I'm not a friend. I know somebody that the guy can't work. Come say work can't work, but you know his biggest mistake he can't read. So you say anything not go for him with a 2 times it almost caused me business. 2 times. Because things are going where in the hear what people say, in the understand what people say, and him cause a chaos. Now the same thing upon the bloggers them don't know what go on and them cause it chaos. So my advice to Andrew is start from education. When you put back education on the forefront, security go and follow, health go and follow, everything else go and follow. Because you have to have an educated nation, to have an educated police society, to have an educated society for us to go further. And for not give you no promise, make it be realistic. And so far, to God, that means really hear me no unrealistic promise fulfill, and I think him upon the right path. So for now, it's just that my main aim is that somebody figure out prison. Accountability, transparency, make up. And I hope and pray that with the help of Mark G can hold him on. So far that me have to say now.
Yeah, Keston, we have to play a part, you know, we have to help assist him, you know. We as supporters and voters must say so we not up to no more nonsense. And we now go protect and come out like our JLP and come out and say Andrew Oza do nothing wrong, I do something wrong. We now stoop to that. We need accountability. And bear in mind, we trust we have a leader where other person where you can't call him in and mix up. All them a try stir him up about Finsack and him Rary, all them something there. Them that say. Them him not say that man is a businessman who make business. So that is what Dr. Darcel you say any me do when this a man where him know something fire.
90s them a man have JLP.
Yeah, him know some Mark go fire him. And when they ask Mark Golden said, damn right. Yeah. So them I just excuse them, find excuse. We don't have an excuse with nobody, man. Excuse me, I do my party. When I excuse my party, if we not stop. They come out this Jamaica, we say first. Me choose Jamaica, me have vote PNP. And I believe that me integrity and Mark Golden go bring back integrity to governance. Even one name, man. A foreign in the working, man. Left what they got working. Get visa and gonna find working. At the Munchi be them, I see him on plane, say no, him not cross the border. Foreign them got in a Eva election, they run them around there, run the prosperity. And then say a prosperity. Yeah? And them run the left it. How would the back side this? DJ Pablo.
Okay, not listening. Yeah, that's what I want to clear up. You understand? Right now, I no more. You come on TikTok, come talk rubbish. You see, when you see Mark Golden and the PNP, if everyone saw Mark Golden talk, him no come promise nobody nothing. Him cut no ribbon. You understand? He might tell you as always him. You understand? So if him say I go give in house, when him come in a power, him go deliver. It's a big man, and money him deal with. I know same type of leadership in a same business. Him not take joke. You understand? So they could all down the whole city and that.
And Pablo, but look at the Pablo, most look at you see the land. Say if you live from government land, look at the amount of people from capital land in Jamaica.
Good.
You live for the 25 year feel. You know what? Look at Mr. Pablo. You have money and we pay live from capital land. See, we're now left for capital land. No, we can pay them bills for them. What do you think I do?
Yo, me up on a site.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's not easy out there. And so when them house is done, not even me, I work on the side. Either me have to go rob some bank or something, me can pay house.
All right.
And majority of the land we cut out already.
All right.
See, so make we have confidence, make we have confidence and trust. Make we have confidence. And shut your blood clot up there. You know you attack. Yeah. So
hey, a comrade man.
Move. Yeah. Make we just have the confidence here.
We have it, man. We have it confident now, man. We have it, brother.
You see, another time for cold water for in the market.
Pablo, we are said JLP them. If anyone I want minister them feel like they can't go make no mistake. We are going to love them up, Pablo. We are going to set come on platform for defend them. We're not running them.
Me support that.
Yeah.
Me support that.
We're not yeah.
You know, say people have me off. People have me off who say them a MP. I want to check a stock. The one who have me off, you know, them not mean that the no good. And the $2,000 chicken back, them I work for a weekend time.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because when we go up on the site, this thing in the site work for me, I have to walk up and down in the sun.
Yes.
But all me do, I go pint, that for do. You understand? And when 5 o'clock come, me pack my bungalow and me head back home to come look for my baby. You understand?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. So we are saying, when I say Paulo, we are saying, he has come where we now go, like them where everything then defend. When it's sitting enough to defend, you defend. People can't make me. No. You don't have to defend and then you have pint finger, this is that. No, man. A new time, no, man. We never, man. Jamaica, we say. Because them not You know, then choose themselves. Because you can't choose Jamaica to support this government.
And, Richard, before I forgot to say, I want some information from the Craig Oates. I need to put him down very. Now put him once. That have to meet you when it comes for election time. I need some information from him.
All right. Yeah, what we are going to do, we have some on him, and we are going to make it. We have some video on him, and so on. But we'll talk. Me inbox here.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yo, he's a real PNP not select him. Him no want to tell people say I fail the integrity. Come in PNP integrity. You know.
He cannot be trusted.
He's a criminal man. He want me man. Yeah, man, a criminal man.
So I want to fix him like when he dead. When he said I dead at the funeral parlor, fix him up good. Yeah. Yep. Box me, you get in touch with Escobar for me.
So Pablo, good evening. The man of the tablet pan inside I say
information pan.
No, man have the man because he used to get work done man and take all that money man. But at the man look like I know him sign the contract and the man do it for him. A criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. The boy beat him man, and then there are people man who can beat a mother. Yeah. Destruction upon the boy. Yeah, destruction upon him. I say you have one Batman when he learns through now. Him no gang part in Batman friend. Because him want to campaign me here down whatever.
Yeah, well, me can tell that the one on cross and come in a Waterford division, you know. If don't cross and come in, cause me know what them there, them will lock me up. Cause me go drape it.
Then me have one your friend.
Me I tell you.
Boy never floor me yet, you know. No boy can't floor me.
They are a set of disgrace, man. Disgrace.
I look on
I would glad we are get rid of them from early.
Come and look on Colin Bell.
Yeah.
Come with. And Mr. Colin Bell was he sitting there, you know. And they move Colin Bell and put Colin Bell still a fight and still a go on. You get me? I say? You go, hey, wait, when you're in a government, a lot of position they can't go, they make money, you know. There's a lot of political position that go, they make money off. Leap. So you not getting a seat, run up and down and go like you know sense, bro.
Yeah, you understand. And no other time we forget that thing are heated up, you know.
Hey, look at we're glad to them Ghana because them that come let down the party, you know.
Yeah. This
is say him never vote for him man Duncan. So you see all like people like a simple that dead. So you say the boy say him never vote for you and Duncan 2020. Out.
And one last thing I want to say because the journalists not prepare for hit the road a morning early. Me want the comrade them stop, go do research themselves.
Yes.
No come research and come from people platform attack like a your idea. Go do the research yourself. And when we asking the question, they can't stand up and defend it instead of come the TikTok and taking yourself to and tuning. So if you can't manage it, leave it alone. Yeah, and go to the ground, go do some canvassing.
And you know, somehow feel like say we jump up in the box and we feel us attack. Somebody can comment to the enough going if you now have knowledge. I met somebody, the so-called platform them where enough of we like we have experience stop go on. Yeah, some look man claims to the go on and they don't know one shit, you know. And them are defend.
That's true. Sometimes I have to shit me come say what the fuck I gone.
But me say me yes, some of them depend in and then that's because people like all me start go on certain platform. He says to me I got debate labor right again. I say in a them time. Wait, this is some of them over there then yo. Then now no you make liberty sitting to you and you can't defend, you can't debunk it.
You understand? Stop and go do some canvassing. The canvas work, you can't come and TikTok and tell us, well, you have done this today and good. Me no want you come tell me where others are people idea. Have idea alone if you want beer come with in a box. Have idea see yourself alone. Go research, do research. If you can do research, make your little sister or your brother help you if you Google things.
Yeah, low it, man.
Good.
Yeah, cause as me say enough time. All one is quitty. Enough time people send them a PNP for the funny and them a yo, I mean they me say yo, cause just left them on the funny just like a charming dead. I so quitty I got ready for that. But you have to come and go while they say them a PNP. I mean you have some people, so they build up in numbers, yeah. But when they hear you did that go like you eat that and say you represent PNP, yeah, make it bad for PNP.
Yeah, yeah, understand.
You want
Some of them even shut up no man.
I'm mad for going in a box. But I say, I'm not going to just come on for life because I don't want to listen.
Richard, you see, you have bad temperament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me still have a certain argument, you know. Because if me come in, we are going to come out, people are going to cry shame. So me leave it alone and go do a little political on the ground.
Yeah. Man, so you want to go debate, you say you want to debate, and you don't know what you are. You just be there, I know. There's a spring fart, and you can't even go debunk them, man.
Anyway, we're on the sideline.
Yeah, man, when I want to eat that, come at PG at 20% of JPS.
Hey, me not listen to you that, you know. Me not listen to you that. These JLP who are blogger now, me call them 9 years. I don't even know who was the first leader of them party, so me not argue with straight with him.
Yeah, take him out, man. Because he might come out when Peter they were permanent.
Good.
I find in their work. Hey, Dan, I take him out. I find their work now, Dan. Yeah. Who that? Their work. You want him open discussion, man? I find in their work.
When name?
Discussion. Mr. Somebody take him out their box a while ago. I don't know how much it costs, but take him out.
Me not take you. Me not trouble nobody up there.
Oh man, we're in the comments section. That's why I mute him. Did
Yes, Pablo.
Down to the I get 3 of them, you know. I know we don't have to do it. TikTok I get 3. TikTok it. So you continue and blaze of.
Yeah, man, the way I talk about, man.
Yeah.
We just Alvaro. Go on, my brother. Welcome.
Oh, gracious, say I'm muting.
Oh, yeah, man, mute him, man.
Me never know say gracious.
Hey, Hugh. Somebody mute me during the comments or unmute me, please.
Who mute?
RJ?
Yeah.
Who mute in the comments or unmute.
Hold on, let me see. Let me check it. Don't move.
Dan, I can't even.
Oh, but I don't mute him.
I don't know. Gracious one.
No.
Gracious
I know me. I'm not trouble nobody.
But you have a boss open discussion secret. If you start making come on live, them a chat today. If you tell them what, you know.
Discussion? What was the running gun up now?
No, not open discussion. Common sense.
No, man, I'm not talking about common sense, man. I'm supporter, man. And I'm a care benefit. I'm a care benefit. I tell him, Peter will get him chance. Peter is still a member of PNP. Yeah. So, yeah, man, come on.
I muted him. I did mute him. It's not me mute him.
Okay.
When he muting something, he's not there. I took him from it.
Okay.
I took him from it. I did it.
Yeah. So I would say, listen, you see the policy where we are mad JLP.
RJ, let me see.
You see the policy we are mad JLP, them is a land. You see the land reform policy there? The 25 year, them don't know where they more to beat the one day. Right now, they want sleepless night. Unless them say them all, if them all come and say them all do it. So, but Parliament locked down, so they ain't more do. You can't pass with in lock. And I must say September, them come out for some. So that means by time in lock Parliament resolve, you know. Because Parliament have recess.
What are you? You.
More ask Alvira and Chris.
What in the Gleaner today? Where the government business and the opposition opposition business in the House of Representatives say that Parliament is not closed.
Okay.
I just want to. It is in the Gleaner today.
Okay. Yeah.
And then so it was some misunderstanding. But continue, Kestan, no continue the discussion.
Yep.
We soon join up.
Alvira, me want to ask you something because I said they may do something and you know about the maid. I want to ask you two things. About 4 times or 5 times Andrew Holness talk about a fixed election day, isn't that so? 2 times him say him tell the Ministry of Justice to table for
Table when?
Huh?
That's what him claim to say.
Him claim. Okay, it's about 5 times him said that we're supposed to have a fixed election because a fixed election would be good for the country. The next question is Alvira.
But first, if you answer the question, in a CRC document for Jamaica be a republic, him a fixed election in it. So, him only tell the people want the official document, him want that.
So in promise the country want say what you want side out to the country.
What kind of idiot, you know? He just tell them anything, you know. They don't read. So
all right, Darrell Vaz of the Ministry of Education, Minister of Finance, sitting on bus, and he made some clear about
he bus there.
30 the budget bus and how much people it carry for the day. But when we follow Damien Crawford, check it.
But you don't have
it's
to
calculation.
Damien Crawford say no, if you go to the extent it don't make no sense, you know. If you have 100 bus, let's say we are going to use the parish of Kingston and St. Andrew. JC, the all up road. George is almost a downtown.
Yeah.
How would a carrying George's students reach up at JC in time with traffic and other limitations to a student in school early? Not are those 2 schools upon 2 different.
Just 2 schools in a King.
Me use say can't make no sense. No me put in a Clarendon. Clarendon College around the in a bush. I Edwin in the upper first bush. How would that bus take transport student from Edwin into Clarendon? What time the bus leave up? What schedule the bus will be operating on? If you catch me 2 set a student.
The bus can only hold 48 students.
Exactly, and 326.
220,000 people.
So you're just doing maths. If JUTC an average with less than 200 bus, each year have less ship, and the distance is far. As you never go so far as Damien now. Next thing again, when the bus full, when you load up a fuel, what is the fuel contract where government are go up with supplier? Car running from Mapen to Clarendon and then people from Frankfield. What if something about how they get the fuel? So then those talk and not talk them and say no, it's just nonsense again. You better say you have a population of 300 students. Increase in the fleet of bus. You are going to minimize more access to school buses, your number of students, but not 300,000 students. Because if you could have carried 300,000 students a day, that can carry more than 300,000 people a day on JUTP. If you carry more than 300,000 students, people a day, let me take out my calculator. Let me show you, man, I don't, you know. You can so let's say me
300,000 times 30 times 12. That would have been 108,000 ridership fee here. JUTC don't even have 30 million ridership here. So how a school bus will go have more ridership than JUTC?
Million at our toes.
Million.
Yeah.
How JUTC will go achieve that? And JUTC itself have more bus available bus in school program. And they cannot give 30 million riders. We have less bus. More people use the bus. Oh, that makes sense.
Right. No, but the one thing about it is that if you are putting more bus and so forth, it will jump up more ride.
But it's going to increase ridership, but it's not going to the ridership that was advertised by him.
And the next thing about it is this: is a two-way thing. If you're gonna put more bus on the road, then you have to put there that is going to create ridership. So you have to create. You have to create employment. You have to create employment where you have people that go on for take work.
No, man, a school bus. This school bus.
No, but the school. Alright, here how I think they should do is school buses, right? If you are gonna generate, say for instance, you start off now with first school, right? Or even if you are gonna do it, say for instance, all right, look on it. Say in a Portmore, you have Ascot High School is in the same vicinity as Greater Portmore, right? So if you are going to use a school carry kids to Ascot Primary,
what is the estimated population? Both of them.
Ascot population around over 1,000.
All right, and then Greater Portmore around.
Portmore is over 1,000. So yeah, look on that side. Yeah, look around 3,000.
Oh, we have it. Bus ridership can carry more than 30 at the time.
Yeah, the bus ride can carry more than that. I'm say I carry 500 students from Ascot, 500 from something there. And so you divide 1,000 by 5 by 30. And see how much trip the bus have to go.
Exactly. Plus traffic. Plus any other on the road.
Right. So you have to look on it and say, and it's what happened. Kids them have to go to school by a time period. Because the kids are half a time.
No bus. You know what man them shadow? You are going. Is he on the route already? You give student them
subsidy.
Subsidize the taxi man them did. Where you going bus?
Especially in a country mount, in a country. You know, say a taxi man knows say no, you want to picnic because today. You and the government not did either.
Or what they could have do? Buy one of the e-card machine. And each one of the driver they must sign on to the program. You see, tap the card where they go, and tap the card. There's a statement with a student number. The student take the bus, where they come off. All of that card go have GPS tracker in it. When you do that, then generate a bill. You know how much of a PM.
But them,
hey, them bus are all.
Richie, before you move through the school, the policy which you just explained a while ago, Alvaro, that is the promotion of the People's National Party for the hour.
We are going bus.
You understand?
Remember saying, busing is a good idea. Mindful. But it cannot serve the population that you're trying to provide.
The only way to do that is unless you have one bus for each school.
No, man, you need one bus. You need more bus. You need one more than one. Because even in America, with school bus system, more than one bus them have. The bus
What per bus?
Because here happen. If you're gonna start draft kids from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, a school called 8. So them have to their schools, right?
6 o'clock.
No, man, you can't get a picnic for your 6 o'clock for go to school for 8:15. You mad, man?
About.
So you mean?
Well, Alvaro, in listening to the program, in addition to where yes, the school bus thing, yeah. There should be no bus purchase to launch a school program without the knowledge that each school would have a population of up to 5 to 3,000 students. Let's by example. First, when the initiative that in purchasing the bus to help out the situation it's a good idea, but I think it will not meet the criteria of what the problem is. So in Clarendon, how many schools in Clarendon we know of? Maybe about 10, 15. What the government should do is go into a public-private partnership or build a whole center. And then you would have purchased maybe for each school about 10 bus per school. Purchasing 10 school, and in that transport center you would have a mechanic shop, you would have a gas oil filling station, you will have enough staff to manage movements, mobility, probably and all of that.
So me Clarendon alone I want about at least 20 bus then. That's 20 bus in Clarendon.
No, Clarendon alone 150 because why? You have to look at needs for students who are handicapped and wheelchair people. To look on the costing in terms of trafficking. There's no designated bus lanes in Jamaica as far as we are concerned in the cities. So don't have an active government now, so we can really direct our arguments to Mark Golden because we want to win the election. But the government at the day failed to listen to what we are saying. So, Mr. Golden, those buses that are bought, you can just put them back in a JUCC and send them to rural areas. Make we come with a public-private partnership, get an assigned school with 2 buses designated for special needs students. Blind, dumb, handicapped, can't walk, whatever you want. And that would work on a shift system. So you know, say, if you are go to Chapel and one bus will leave from Maypen to Chapel. Instead of one bus leaving, a 10 bus are going to Chapel that morning. You know why? Each bus, one are going to Chapel and Pitney, Garvey Pitney, Vertec Pitney, and it will reduce the in what you're dealing with right now. The program is flawed. Don't make any sense. So I would want Mr. Gold to pause this program. And that is the IN program. The part where you refer Alvaro, subsidize the taxi man. That is the best way you can do it right now. But for throwing some bus in the system, which part of the bus they go park? They want to off the tire, we want to buy gas from. Now we have a safe problem. So I don't think it's a pretty much solution. I think it's a political point to say we have done this and we have done that. But it literally taxpayers far more.
So big experience in America where you see the bus someday. You have a depot where they work from, refill and everything, right? At morning time now, at certain time of morning, the bus them a specific. You have a route for each bus, right? And the driver might be able to make 2 trips the most, right? Because I know even gone into bus driving something now. So I'm working in the morning, by 10 o'clock going back, and by 1 o'clock I'm going back to work. Right? That's so him get him hours them. right? Split 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the evening. Hours, right? So if you are going to do that, you'd have to because it's going to take up more than 10 bus. It's going to take more than bus, right? But the thing with it is the bus system. All the bus system. You don't carry primary school student and high school together, right? You try to create the group of children, and because the bigger one them have a tendency to go on, right? So if you're going to have a high school, you're going to have one and the same system, but that system is working for a primary school.
Hold on, Carl. Oh. I'm here, Carl.
Yeah. Listen, no. As usual, me I say, boy, why Jamaica? Why the people Jamaica? And the first time this ever happened, where the country have a bus system. Now me hear now mention and a car. For example, a school population is 1,000. When I want to understand, if a school population is 1,000, 25 out of the 1,000 there, which are schooled by them parents are taxi or charter taxi.
So 200, so that 1,250.
Hold on, man. Hold on, Alvaro. I want to we research this with sense. I know all I want upon the program. But we to that way. I will go to that. But blind. 20 or 25 out of it. I go work out the 25 same way.
So we have 250 get the job by them parents.
By them parents and homes and taxi and all them.
750. Say 750.
Yes, it got left 700.
Yes.
It's 750 again. Some of them still I go take taxi, not by the bus system. And then the bus system now will go map up what left.
Hold on. So the next 750, 250 taxi. Right? 500. So we have 500 left.
So we have 500 left. We have 500 left. You have to look on it. Say these children used to before the bus system, and them used to work. Some of them used to reach a school on time. So I don't expect someone.
Carl, your question marks.
And that really not.
Well, I know, man.
Always a cut me
off. Man,
that.
Well, no, but it's not a preaching sermon, Carl. It's having a dialogue.
Well, I know.
Cosmo, stop your foolishness, man.
I am alone. Carl, you are the man over there.
Carl, it's not a talking, it's a dialogue. Things that somebody's going to
One true.
If you left, why you explain to me 500 left? Some of them between Greater Portmore to where school at Cosmo said the name? Oscar. Explain to me now how you achieve.
All right. We definitely need more bus.
Okay.
We definitely about that. We're going to need more school bus, but the problem when we have with the opposition and PNP, we call water upon the thing before we even try to get a thing. We need more bus. There's no question about that.
So
you're basically saying the same thing, Carl. You're saying the same thing that we say.
No, I don't think the minister. The minister had no time in a brethren.
So you are
says it the boss them enough,
But
you are throw cold water upon it then. Because you say the same thing where we say it need more bus.
But Carl, your question. The minister say he bust the one barrier carry student. But by your numerical calculation, they can't carry student. Yeah. Just rough numbers we are.
Just rough top as where we are saying. All right.
We know say that.
Make put aside where the minister said for a while. See a moment.
Okay.
Make we just put that aside. Say we are gonna need more bus. But what I want us to appreciate is to say it's a step in the right direction.
You said that, Carl.
Me not hear that. No, me not hear that.
But Carl,
if you know you find nobody him specific say that.
But
I think you nobody say that.
No one hear from the opposition who may think.
All right. Carl, I tell you why that be best thing now. You see, you boss them there. My proposal for the boss them there now, only the centers. Only the town centers, and you see the program with the PNP have where say it tax them. So you okay, I pick them friend at the valley, come to the town center, and who figure school in the town center, like the Maypen now. Who I got Veer and them school, them take a bus to Maypen town and then transport them. But you are going to use the taxi them, because with us, if I have 100 bus, we'll get every town center 2-2. Every town center get 2-2, so every on the bus same way. So we'll subsidize the tax them same way, the carriers are pitting them. But we 3 bus taxpayer money, we are going to utilize the bus them. So I say PNP utilize them. Hills and Valley, because them bus can't manage it.
But look for
center them.
this power minister say a 100. So that means each parish will get around thereabout. 7 plus bus. And if I eat, average out equal to everybody. We say everybody gets 7 bus. And so my school near Fetch, like how it say. Some school have
go to Portmore. Like over Portmore,
like over Portmore. So you have Casey and that school.
You can't gentlemen, let's call.
We call. No, I can't go. I see we can find Bakal, man.
Find Bakal, man. Make call come in. One call, man.
Invite Bakal.
Invite Bakal. Dan, invite Bakal.
But you Richards. What I want to ask, Carl, is this school bus thing a new thing?
No. The JLP new, but we
in jump out.
Yeah.
Me sure said this.
Yeah, man. Hold on,
there, Cosmo. Pablo still there, I think he say me that go move.
Yeah. DJ Pablo. You can't take out Pablo and put in. Pablo is saying.
All right. Take out Pablo there and put.
Let me not see him.
Him there. Looking
at Bakal.
Yeah, I missed that.
All right.
So what happened? What did happen? I remember this.
They sent him the invite, so he will come up.
So
in there.
First initiative of the school bus came on a P. You know.
No,
we have school bus here, Joris. Joris, yes.
We're not talking about Joris was never.
You know, the school bus started.
Just all on the excellent. Joris was a school bus. It was.
They have school bus service. Tell we have school bus.
No.
Yes. You have.
Joris this.
We don't talk about stuff that we know exactly. For example,
we never have a national school bus system, but Kingston and St. Catherine used to have school bus where the school people.
Without being interrupted. Right? All right. The JRS was a national bus system. When PJ brought in the JUTC bus, right? They bus them that over for the Tata bus them. Where they have get the contract for redo the service the engine them and everything, and spray them over, and from the side of them it marks school. However, that system got scrapped. Is because when they check, they said the Tata bus one door. So what happened when they brought in the JUTC and the JUTC was taking over? What they were doing with the buses, they were going to turn a school bus system. The government bought out the Tata bus them. You had a whole heap of them. Right. Some of them work for them and put the school bus and the blacks go dead. Right? And the government program because the bus them have one entrance need an emergency door.
Why answer that, Cosmo?
Hold on.
One of the things.
Where the Cosmo? Where the Cosmo?
Hold
Why
on, excellent. So read that part with the terms of mechanical adjustment to the bus agency. We do that first. So at least them achieve our.
But listen, when we target, let me tell you something. Richard. This was going to be. This is only the first time. First time in Jamaica history we are going to have a national system, and this one of them.
First time.
Hold on, beg you one minute, everybody. Excellent. Excellent. Beg you one. Richard, beg you 1 minute. Current office. If you are listening, you're in the anybody can get in touch with current office for me. We need to Damian Crawford. Current office, this is for you. See if you can and ask him to come over for us. So anybody know current office and can talk to her? We are seeking to invite Damian Crawford. Come expound.
Karen?
Him on this.
No, man, yeah, man, I'm a champion. I'm a champion right now. Come on, I'm a champion right now. Listen, man. Let me tell you something, man. He's not available. I tell you that. Me have him scared.
Nobody not available now, man. You know, I'll get that MP. Nobody right now.
Today, Lordsville today, champion. Today, Lordsville, the team.
No, sometimes they don't really have to come for long enough. Probably 5, just to clarify something. So that's why I'm sending a message.
Yeah,
and
the good thing with Damian is that a man was.
So, listen up. Continue the discussion now.
This system of the school bus was initiated in 2015 before the PNP lost power when the school bus system pilot project in Maypen and Mandeville. For the JLP had scrapped.
Excellent.
No, I'm just saying.
You know you want to give the PNP some credit.
Carl. It is there. It started in 2015 and was scrapped when the power in 2016.
Finish that.
Yeah, excellence. If you got there, you see. Hold on, excellence. You see, if you got there, one of the things.
Am I wrong, boys? No. Before you give your opinion, no. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. But I'm going to shed some more light. Hold on, no.
The opinion can rest.
In 2000. Hold on, man. Excellent. Hold on, man. In 2007, if anybody have ever through the school bus program was introduced from the Vision 20 vision policy, when came to power, you know what Bruce Golding OTC was to have its division of school bus program. As I said, I'm not throwing cold water and Andrew Wellness to act the process, activate. The process was already included in Vision 2030. And they know how they would have followed through with it, and they started that pilot project. I remember the pilot program.
When was it implemented?
You mentioned.
2015.
But if you were to, yes, but if you were to backtrack to 2009 and look into the Transportation Act of 30 from the what PG highlighted that Jamaica need to have its own special school bus program. It's a Vision 2030 policy where Portia Simpson signed on and said, all right, let's go. Bell, one of those European
boys, let's get to the point.
All right.
Was there a school bus system? Was there
yeah, that is the heat of the matter.
It rolled out.
There a school bus system. Or no.
The system was already on paper.
Put it at the
It was already on paper.
No, what I know, never put it away. What I know, vice, man, excellence. There
national school bus system before. That
There
is
was
what
a
I ask.
Yes, I say
proposal
yes.
for what?
Hold on.
There was a proposal for what?
Calm down, man. I think people are listening to things sound and crowd.
Hold on.
There was a proposal. There was a proposal for one. However, the first time national school buses are roll out is September. First time in Jamaica history.
All right. Wait.
Thank you.
Hold on. When UTC become a solid bus maker, when we take over from the Millwood and so forth, and the JUTC got control.
Because more who are planned.
Plank, I want shower man.
Shower
When-
man.
Yeah, man. Big up
When-
on yourself, Plank. Let it. Big up on yourself. Big up
Yeah, man.
Alvaro and Vi. Wanna big up on yourself. Real Richards. Up. Listen what I say. Me and listen to me now.
Hold on. Just hold on. I'm a part of Jamaica society. Government got full control back of the routes, right? Where they settled the deal with Millwood and the other partners. It was a part of the JUTC plan to incorporate a bus system, right? And that's went out and they took the Tata bus them that was running. That's why the government bought from the owners and was refurbishing to put them back on the road. That was just the part of it. It was a part of the JUTC policy from a long time, right? However, it's just that the government, yes, them see it and them take it up and to say make them put it out there, right? But part of it has been a part of the JUTC.
Let me say what I say and come down. As what Charge said, it was a proposal. It wasn't done in previous government. And it has been done now. So problem.
There's
The
no
children,
problem.
listen, the children benefiting from it. Jamaica benefiting from it.
The children will
roll out. Parents, number one, look at what was before now when you pick them, the bus and 40 of them. Now one little nice bus. When them a come from them a ram them up in a poster. I don't appreciate this and I stop worry about the system.
Nobody.
Look here, Michael Manley meant something for centuries today. Years ago, and it never done on the previous. No, and just say him a go do it because Michael Manley initiative. What the problem with this?
Nobody never said nothing about wrong with it. You don't understand.
It is already there.
Plank, wait, nobody's not saying no problem. You listen, man. Say, listen what we are. He arguing for at the numbers, at the lift. Where the minister say it go. It is impossible for the 300,000 people carrying 1 year.
Yeah.
So that 100,000 here. 200,000 people in here. Can't stop.
Not take for that transportation because I don't know how them are going to go up on the school bus. We all know that.
Yeah, I know plan. You will go on. If 100 bus buy, that I give. You see?
Well, get more than
all the bus them are implement now. You get me? I say so. Each parish I have 7 bus, you know.
Wait, may I ask that question? Hold on. Before
make you. Finish me, I go jump down.
Is the regular JUTC bus them by?
No, it's school bus them with the America Virgin.
But no. Hold on, but them the bus.
Original school bus them there.
Hold on. Those buses are not gonna be tomorrow morning.
Why? They already come ready. Come ready. What are you talking?
They retrofit them.
Yeah, they retrofit them and carry them.
Ready. So you are talking about something that you don't know about?
Because those buses are something.
I'm talking about something that you don't know about. Because the Donald Vaz already tell you that. We know say up here, so the bus, they do it up on the right side.
No, man, them 30, man.
Them fix all of them there before them send them
But
to Jamaica.
Chris, man. The bus them well started.
You are not
All right. That's one that they go on. That's why I say it.
Bless up. You where I say?
Yeah.
2030 vision. Cause like we have GDP sign off a reach to 2027 debt to GDP 60%. It must reach 60%. That's what need always start at the IMF. Yeah? So any government power, the aim of 60% to GDP. Alright? In the 2030 vision, it's vision of a bus system. However, them start when a JOTC come in, there was a pilot program. You have few bus when I do for Kingston and St. Catherine alone, we are dealing with. However, this what I propose is a national school bus system, meaning every that's what I'm saying. You hear me? I say, well, what we are saying now, as them now go work or out work. Yeah, thing different with it, cause ignite country. Them buses can't go in the country hills. So those buses only can run from town road. And as we hear voice of the nations, like in a Mapen, have a terminal as a Mapen, and with a car P. My proposal, like the people propose, are people from right round Jamaica, right round, and you can left them a Mapen and then transit from Mapen, or you can then go Chapel or Frankfield, and then you put the bus in a school in a Frankfield area, Frankfield Secondary High School, and then you have Edwin and the primary school them there, so them come a Frankfield, and then Frankfield so now the bus and can go say.
But you Richard. You Richard.
What we want? What on advice? Why you feel understanding of you Richard and the them on the platform for understand this. Remember some of the children them living in deep rural, way up in the hills and valley. You don't expect that the bus are gonna so. All right.
Hold on the call.
Any case, in any case, then the children them have to take taxi and can't taxi.
We don't make my town center. Put me on the call. Yeah, call. Let me say what I say.
Yeah. Cool.
PNP propose say them are going to size taxi and bus. So when we are going to say we bus, government money buy bus them. When the PNP come to power, the bus then still go there. When me that believe put them in the town centers, and you see propose the PNP where you get taxi man them and bus man them all to the town center. Yeah? And them distribute the van to go to the school. Remember say
all right, you Richard. Was a purchase in Mapen specifically for this purpose. Mike Henry and Bruce stakeholders in Mapen go and look at the land, assess, and say they would put a transport center, and that will help with taking off the load from overall JUT in Kingston. Put the transport center in Mapen. Have a center to deal with deeper rural. Let me tell you this. When Andrew came to power, he scrapped it. You know what happened to the land? No? A current labor right get the gas station on it. So this program that we're rolling out, I give Andrew started at the end of his term. Yes, thanks for it. But what we want the Jamaican people to know, nothing new. All they do is scoring political points to say we did it.
But me have to stop you the saying advice. And I'm gonna tell you why. You realize that me, you Richard, maybe Alvira, me not sure. Sure say you was what me I say. And we I say it is first time we have a national bus system. But you have come on the first time, and that you keep on saying,
not true.
It is proposed. It is proposed.
Yeah.
And at the PM, we not at the PM.
No, but at least, let me hear what the host say.
While we will bus system, the school, because it is the first we are going to have what is known as a national, and I specifically put the emphasis on the word national, a national bus system. You, Richard, done something earlier, which he said, if the JLP plan and the PNP plan put together to implement national bus or school, it would make it much easier. The children coming from the interlands will not be able to access school bus system in the town center. They still incur a cost to the town center kind of the cost of the transport read the students. So my recommendation would be to implement policies, one where the school will deliver vouchers. The taximen them would take the student from the town into the town center, and then they in the town center complete the journey. Exactly. Because the emphasis, the emphasis is our children. It's one side, because the benefit is for us, taking into consideration that the pass rate and the reading and whatsoever is happening now is deteriorating. So let us put one side and put both policies together, and system. That will be our recommendation.
Yeah, and well, but when we want us to full of, I remember there is a system right now in place with the tax system, you know. The last time, if I recall,
Carl, let me tell you something, Carl. This was created by the People's National Party. For now.
Yeah, I said that for sure.
But I come to the end.
No, man,
No, man, me finish, man. So the NHT was National Party and that of it. So we won't worry about the implementation of a national bus system created by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Oh, you gone, Party. No, but me and your pass.
This is what I said, man. No, man, they tell me I said the world we not worry about, you know. Well, you see, them I try to do all that. You see, if they never go walk man, the something the center there. When you walk man at the PNP, you know, it was created by the Jamaica Labour Party, you know. When Kana Regional wait, I said, man, I'm done, man. When Kana Regional fully walk me started at the Jamaica Credit Feet, you know. I worry about him.
I said this to you, so we're not trivial. We're not.
No, I'm saying
we're not thin skin or pet.
Clark,
no, we're not staying away.
We're not Clark. Tell you that's the reason why the government I want my unfinished project. That's the only reason I do it, brother. If we say we do. Nobody can say the PNP like with 2000. Now their name Siaga name pan. Nobody can say anything otherwise. So everything when Andrew will start and then government. Alright, look. Remember say Portia seems to square, you know. Claim to it. That was
lie. You not take no claim to it.
Man, finish your car.
You not take no claim to it. Yeah, but I have to correct you. I can't make you run with that. And finish it. Let him start it.
Brother. Go look on the campaign. Also on the campaign. So one with them bill, brother.
The bill.
They not them take claim.
No mean say you say you start it.
That's right. No, they never say start out. But me, you long on this point.
You take claim for Portia Simpson thing.
Clear.
Me only alone.
Okay.
So
the school bus system. Yeah. Make we get back to the school bus system. important for the
school,
students, you know.
yeah, very important. And
yeah, man.
Some of the proposals where you mentioned and where Mr. Richard mentioned it, good. Like the proposal where Mr. Richard mentioned, they said bring everybody because we know say some people they are deep rural and so forth. It's a good suggestion then, but the only thing with that, I'm gonna do that after the third term. I just that.
That's the date of the call. But we welcome Keston and then we welcome Jamaica in Focus after. Alvaro can crunch the numbers.
Make Alvaro.
Let me ask you. Tell them that's not going to achieve. For one man, I'm going to say implement. Yeah. It's a really good system. Yeah, they can merge together if we have a better system, you know. Can work, you know. But we know politics say, you know, must work that way. So we can hide from.
As we said earlier on, it can work.
What the third term loaded?
So it can work.
Still. Which part, Panny? Yeah, third term there. The entrance or the drive?
It both entrance and out.
You know the Belmont Road yet?
It passed a long time. We get it out of Belmont Road.
You know the Belmont Road, they're still not placing a planning stage at Belmont Road.
By you know.
Wait, Carl. And Jamaica Focus.
No, make Keston in Focus contribute to the bus system first before we move. Go ahead, Keston, and then Kashif.
Yeah, I asked Alvaro then about the numbers system and any person who can work the way or the minister. We are not saying that the bus system is not a good thing for the country. We are just simply saying that numbers does not make sense. And regardless of what you want to say, the numbers just don't make sense. We are not in the bus system. We are not against the bus system, Carl. We are against the numbers that does not make sense.
One of the problem, one of the thing, you know, is sponsor one bus can work and the amount of bus. But you ask me a question, you know. You ask a question. So if you want me to answer, fine. If you answer, tell me.
Go ahead, answer now.
Okay. All right. One of the things, as we cleared this earlier on in the app. I don't know if it is up in the box them time. Bus are the amount of bus where we have now just work for what the minister said. Start to work now. But more bus will be coming. All along the way is a work in progress. I got one time, but it's a work in progress.
No, that's why you're finding a call that it can't work like how him said. But it's a work in progress. Much better call. Then you have to tell me, sir. We are making nobody now make it look like it can't work. It in a call. We are not like it. It's not good. We are saying your numbers just not add up.
I don't. But it's phase one. We didn't come up with the number. The minister threw the numbers out there. In phase one, the numbers out. We dissected the numbers and realized that it doesn't make sense.
But say when you look on it, I look on numbers that's coming from Darrell, to be honest. Because Darrell Vaz say $100 million in 3 years, that's going to be 1.5. So you can't watch Darrell Vaz on numbers. I think it's something that leave the numbers down. Leave the Darrell Vaz, yeah, and not really make too much of it.
All right. Where are you saying? Where that one?
Gentlemen, well, I really, my good friend, I want to talk to you. Say, me and you, Blair, are really diehard politician. We are from the old school.
I have get learn your new third term.
No, we're not from the new school, man. God, man. But the three of us from the old school. You! What you there? You! Mr. Richard.
Where I am, man? Where I am?
All right. Get the next you. Let me talk to you then. Last week, Monday, there's a poor JLP that